crisis within the People's Democratic Party has lingered for a while now, with no solution in sight. Aggrieved G5 governors within the party have formed a group that will now be known as the Integrity Group. The train of the 5 aggrieved PDP governors, led by Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, met in Lagos at the residence of the party's former Deputy National Chairman, Bode George. It reinforced its position not to support the presidential candidate of their party. At the end of the meeting, former Plateau State Governor John Ajang, who briefed journalists, said the group is still open to consultations in resolving the crisis rocking the main opposition party. The aggrieved governors have been clear about their demands. They are calling for the resignation of Iyorchia Ayu as the party's chairman, citing that Ayu and Atiku Abubakar, the party's presidential candidates, cannot come from the same region. However, Ayu had insisted that he would not resign his position on the basis of the demands of Wike's allies. Joining us on the show this morning as we discuss the emergence of the G5 governors who now go by the name Integrity Group and their visit to Lagos is Chief Bode George, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome to the morning show.
My pleasure to be with you this morning. Thank you.
Okay, Chief. I already talked about the G5, the Integrity Group. Is there any essential difference between the G5 and the Integrity Group? If they are different, what is that difference? Who are the members of this Integrity Group? And how did the meeting that you hosted of the G5 and the Integrity Group, what exactly happened that the meeting degenerated into fisticuffs, so to speak?
That is not true. That is not true. You know, let me tell you first of all from your first question, who are the members of this Integrity Group? The G5 are governors who believed and still believe in justice, fairness, and equity. This meeting we had been holding on with some of the founding fathers of our party. Jerry Ghana is a member. He was the original secretary of the G14, G18, G34. Governor Jang, who is also a member, and some other elders that I can't remember. But we had been meeting based principally on the fact that the equity, the tripod of the party is now wobbling. The founding fathers gave certain tenets and directives to stabilize Nigeria, to bring about a political stability in this country, and bring about inclusivity in the doctrine, the practice of democratic tenets in Nigeria. And as elders, if we find that as we are going along, that things are not going the way they should go, or we should go in the manner that were entrenched by the founding fathers, it means we are trying to destabilize the platform of this party. And as elders in our local parlance, you say, if the elders are there in the community, their role is to correct the younger generation so that they do not depart from the path of justice, righteousness, and fairness. So that is the movement. That is the concern. We had been meeting, but you know, as governors, they have more role. They are the frontliners. They can move from location A to B. Some of us are now getting old. We had our time on the front line. So as they now came to Lagos, and at the discussion, we said now, people are always talking about the G5. There are so many other members in this group, and they believe they are absolutely irredentist members of this PDP. But if things are not going the way they were defined to go, history will be kind to those who tell the truth to power. The fact that you came out, you won the election, you did this, you did that, the perception, the public perception of what we are and who we are, what do we intend to do, what stabilized democratic practice for about 16 years without any interruption, were these same issues of justice, fairness, and equity. If you take two, I must take two. If you take one, I must take one. So justice, fairness. Look, like in your organization, you know, there are so many tribes in Nigeria. You know, so many of you too are from various parts of this country. If your chief executive decides to just honor one tribe, how would you others feel? That is the issue. We finished the balancing as entrenched by the founding fathers of this party had been destabilized. Whichever zone takes the #1 position, that zone cannot take the #6 position. And if the #6 goes to the north, #1 must come to the south. If #1 goes to the north, #6 must come to the south. What are these #1, #6? The first one is the president. The #2 position is the vice president. #3 position, Senate president. #4 positions, Speaker of the House. #5, Secretary to Government. And #6, the party chairman. So if the odd numbers, 1 to 6, go to the north, that is one zone, the other even numbers must come down. After 8 years, all the 3 down must go up. All the 3 up must come down. And there is some kind of, they are not saying they do not want to do it, but they are telling us, wait until after the election. And when the meeting met in Lagos, we had a lot of discussions. We said, look, what we all resolved at the Port Harcourt meeting, we still stand by those, the outcome. And that, but we have not closed any doors for reconciliation and discussion. In any organization, you can disagree without being disagreeable. And so, after the meeting, which was held, the meeting of the integrity group was held at the hotel, the old Ikoyi Hotel, something.
Yes, sir.
But we then went to my office to meet with the party faithfuls, you know, the real people of the party, to listen to the integrity group. And it was a very warm meeting. Of course, on our way out, you cannot but have miscreants. You know, we are in the zone with the season of democracy. And if anybody is talking about something happened and then, you know, some unidentifiable characters went and did whatever, that is like a distraction. The real issue was they visited Lagos. They assured them that we still remain irredentist members of this party, but we are not closing the shop, because 24 hours in politics is a very long time. And when I hear 94 days, multiply that by 24. So you see the number of hours. We are not closing the shop yet, but I hope that the others who are working directly with the our presidential candidate will also sit down and look at it. Is it fair? Is it nice? How do you manage this crisis? There is no political party that will not have one issue or the other, you know.
Yes, sir.
But your ability to manage yourselves at that level will guarantee to Nigerians that when they now come to government to manage the resources and the affairs of this nation, they can be trusted. So that's where we are. irredentis members, we committed ourselves.
All right,
and
sir.
we will remain. But this issue is on the table. We must resolve it. We can't go to war like a divided house. A divided house is a defeated house.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for landing on that note. A divided house is a defeated house. Just to go back to confirm with you, sir, bearing in mind that Mr. Kunle Folorunsho, who was at the meeting, had claimed that he was attacked. You have said that it was unidentified miscreants. Just wanted to confirm from you, for you to debunk that news that he wasn't attacked by men, he said, were from your camp. But we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Chief Bode George, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party. You're welcome back to the morning show here on Arise TV. We're still speaking with Chief Bode George, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party. Now, Chief George, just before the break, you talked about the miscreants who had wanted to derail the order of things at the meeting in your office with the integrity group of the PDP. Just to confirm and to get a statement from you, since Mr. Kunle Folorunsho, a member of the PDP, has claimed in a viral video that he was attacked by men who were supposed to be from your part of his supporters in special T-shirts. I'd like you to speak directly to that to confirm that he wasn't indeed attacked for standing up for the presidential candidate of the PDP. In addition to that, whilst you answer that, I'd also like to ask you, sir, as an elder in the PDP, we talk about how the disunity in the party is potentially affecting your chances at the poll in 2023. Are you willing, sir, to continue in terms of the lack of support for your presidential candidate, even if it will cost your party, the PDP, the seat in 2023?
The issue is not about the elections yet. If you have a problem that can prevent total support for the party, you must sort out the problem. When you look at issues and you don't handle them the way they should be handled, it will become expanded. And as a former general, if you are going to war, you don't divide your house. There are serious issues. All these embellishment, all these infractions, people coming and telling you, we support Dabuga, we didn't support this, they are making noise. They are just a bunch of little minorities. They are like a flash in the pan. The major issue should be addressed. If we have a problem, which we have started trying to resolve within the party, and is getting completely out of hand, definitely the public will know about it. You think the APC or any of these other political parties don't have problems? Any organization, you have problems. But your ability to handle that problem and resolve the problem will be what you will sell to convince Nigerians that you have capable hands who will manage the resources of their country for their benefit. Hey, look, let's not start going out of the main issue. Atiku Abubakar has only one more hurdle. If we are able to resolve this hurdle of balancing the positions as entrenched in our constitution, so be it. If he thinks he doesn't want to do it, that it is okay to go to election. Look, for example, the presidential candidate is from the Northeast. The current national chairman is from the North Central. The director general of the campaign is from the Northwest. So all the three zones in the North have something to go home to convince their people to vote for them. Coming to the Southern zone, you have the South-South vice presidential candidate. What is now with the Southeast is an acting Board of Trustee chairman. which is as not as important as all the key positions I have talked about. Now come to the Southwest. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. So how do I get to the rostrum to sell my candidate that this is our party candidate, please vote for us? Because you are telling us after election, then we will revisit it. Oh, after election, now let's now think of a reversal of the role where we have the chairman, we have the president, we have the director general in the South. And you are telling our brothers in the North, wait until after election. What you will not like to be done to you, don't do it to any other person. We are just saying it. Because how would I be encouraged to go up on the rostrum to tell the people that please vote for our candidate, and I assure you, when we win the election, we will now give you something. Who will listen to that? That's all we are saying. And we have to be very careful because of the state of the nation. You know, this tribal something had become so endangered that nobody trusts anybody anymore. And we have a local saying in my local parlance that, in other words, if you give us whatever now, we can convince our people that yes, we are still part of this. Where is that inclusivity that was entrenched by the founding fathers of the party? So when you see extractions and people are flying and lying and this, let's face the real cancer rather than looking out for palliatives on a disease that is nothing. The real issue is, have you balanced the positions? Can our people feel really happy to go out on that day, the election day, and say, yes, we are also part and parcel of this political party? Simplicity, that's all.
Okay. Two things. Number one is, you were talking about real cancer. A lot of people are saying, and they have constantly mentioned your name, sir, as being one of the real cancers in the PDP in Lagos. What is this happening again? They are saying that you're not supporting the governorship candidate of the PDP. They said in 2019, that was how you had back and forth fights with Jimmy Agbaje. And constantly, when we check back, you've always been having fights with anybody that emerge, in the PDP in Lagos. They say, what is the problem really? Because with Jandor's own, what happened at the event was that they were mentioning, the people from the G5 said they were not going to support governorship and presidency. And that's where the chants of Atiku started renting the air, and the people were attacked. So they keep saying,
not within.
Why are you prevailing over this? That it's obvious that you're supporting the candidate of the Labour Party, Rhodes 5-4, rather than your own governorship aspirant in Lagos. Now, what did Jandor do to you?
Okay. Rufai, let me be very frank with you. It sounds as an infra dignitatem for you to even mention the fact that Jandor or no Jandor, some people are talking, Bode George is there. Of course, once you are a leader, everybody, those few people will throw tantrums at you. It's very insulting, that kind of conception from the perception you are holding. You were not physically at the venue. You didn't witness what happened. It was seamless. It was civil. It was brilliant. The people, you also sent one of your
reporters,
TV people. You sent your reporter there. He was there within the confines where this meeting was held. Nothing like this happened. All these conjunction and infractions and stories, when you want to talk about, when somebody was there, you didn't support him, let me be frank with you. Bode George will never stand where there is uncivilized behavior, where there is chaos, where there is no respect for the rule of law. And I will continue to tell the truth to power. I don't want to open a Pandora box because there is no political party that doesn't have this kind of problem. If I have to open it all up, maybe you read them on my memoirs. Remember what they did to Papa Awolowo when he was there. There was nothing they didn't say and didn't do. Till tomorrow in this country, they are still celebrating him. You know, all these people you have mentioned, they are just like a little flash in the pan. Our representatives, yes, they emerge, yes, but how did they emerge? Jimmy Agbaje you are referring to, he will not stand before me and point a finger that Chief Bode George was against him. He himself was against himself. But that is an infra dig for me to come to a national television and be discussing these issues about some of our party members. If 90% of the party people still believe that you had been their leader and you have worked so hard, no individual can do it. Leadership is not just by one person. It's a collective responsibility. I started a member of this party 25 years ago. And I have said 25 years in the military, 25 years in politics. At the end of this exercise, by next year, I will be bowing out of partisan politics. So all these little people you have mentioned, they didn't remember that it was Bode George when we were working with Baba Obasanjo that delivered 6 states of the Southwest, including Lagos. And that one person came and apologized to us that it was him that manipulated the results to give back Lagos State to Bola Tinubu. These are the real issues of the time. All these flashes, they are so, it's an infra dig, let me put it that way.
Chief.
I won't engage with all those. Let's really face the real truth.
Okay.
Where is the party? We can still resolve this problem very, very committedly and loyally. But if we don't do it, it means it is not from us. We have showed you and have told the public that this is where the problem is. If they don't want to listen, I have only one vote. But the public must know.
Okay, Chief.
We have the pool of the whole Southwest. The largest electoral state in this country is Lagos State. By the time you mind Oyo and this, they are listening. What do we take home to convince our people to vote for our presidential candidate on this party? You know, the party is like a human being. Any part of any human being is so important, including the anus, where you excrete. If something is wrong with that anus, you know. You see hell on earth. So we are saying, take it up like that. Let me say it. My father used to tell me one story. He said, if you have a journey that you are going, if dogs keep barking at you, and you keep on throwing stones at those dogs that are barking, you will never reach your destination. So all these little things you are talking about, this Chief, one had this, let them have it. But the facts are the facts.
Chief.
Let's face it. Forget about all these other ones.
Okay,
these
Chief.
little ones. Oh, they didn't agree. They were shouting. Your reporter was inside where the meeting was held. Nothing like that happened. It was when we got to the street, going away, that these miscreants were. That should not be an issue. You go to any political meeting, you find some underdogs. You know, so that's not the real issue. Let's talk, and I'm ready anytime anybody from the Atiku side to let us sit down publicly and debate.
Okay, Chief.
I have spent
Chief, let's interrogate some of the things you have
part
said.
of my years with PDP.
Chief,
okay,
let's interrogate some of the things you have said. You've talked about balancing. You've talked about the integrity group. But there are members of the party
absolutely
who claim that the principal members of that integrity group cannot in fact talk about integrity. Because when you talk about balancing, that's at the level of the party. That's PDP national. The chairman of the party should not come from the same zone as the presidential candidate. But other members of the party other members of the party say that no, your integrity group cannot speak of integrity, because if you go to Benue, where Governor Samuel Otome is, he promotes TV interests. He allows only TV people, to predominate. If you go to Enugu, the gubernatorial candidate is a cousin of the incumbent governor, who is also a member of the integrity group. If you go to Rivers, from chief of staff to chairman of the party, to vice chancellor of Ignatius Ajuru University, to principal officers of Rivers State University of Science and Technology, they are all from the same place, same area, Southeast Senatorial Zone, with the governor. And yet, you have your group coming forward saying integrity group. So there are members of the party who are saying, if reconciliation is possible, address it, but do not say integrity. That's one. Number two, you once said that if Asiwaju Tinubu becomes president of Nigeria, you will go on exile. Chief, are you by any means preparing to go on exile? Are you prepared? Because it looks like this PDP integrity group may be working in the interest of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That is your perception. That is not true. Now, let me now explain. You have put certain issues to the plate. In our local parlance, we say you have left the cancer, you are trying to address a much lower issue. The national issue, the political issue, the presidential candidate, the man who wants to run Nigeria, must be seen to have all the major groups on his table. Because if you are not ready to do that, how do we convince our people? You now said in Benue, you have this. As you go from state A to state B, there are peculiarities. But what has brought all of us together as a national political party? Because remember, the PDP is the first national political party in this country. Since inception, we have always had tribal parties. Of course, groupings are there. You are saying these people have no integrity. Those are local issues. That should not translate to the fact that a whole zone, you are from this zone, you are not part, your tribe is not considered worthy enough to be part of the apex in the consideration of who gets what. Inclusivity has been thrown to the dogs. If we talk about Benue, 2/3 of the state belong to TV people. The Domas are there. So in their own line, the majority people control certain areas, and the minority, they control certain areas. All those tribal little things there, they have a working relationship. But are you telling me, as a Yoruba man in this country, that I am not good, our people are not good enough to be part of that top apex? I told you, fault it. The presidential candidate of our party is from the Northeast. The director general of his campaign is from the Northwest. The national chairman is from the North Central. The vice presidential candidate comes from the South-South. Southwest, Southeast, in terms of population, in terms of electoral value, which ones are so important? What do we convince our people to say, please, vote for our candidate? Because inclusivity is still part of the tenets of the democratic dispensation of our political party. When you now go down and you are saying, integrity group, they are not let them come and tell me that we are not really part of the national. This is a national party we are talking about. And this is a national election. A presidential candidate who is telling us and trying to convince Nigerians that I am going to be there to make sure that every group will be part of my government. Every group will be part. The founding fathers were not stupid when they devolved They divided Nigeria into 6 geopolitical zones to remove that friction that perpetuated the growth of Nigeria for so many years. And what is that friction? Majority had their way and their voice, while the minorities were mere onlookers. They resolved it. I was not part of it, but they sat down. Who were these founding fathers? Chibola Ige from the Southwest, Dr. Alex Ekweme. They didn't agree politically, but in the interest of this nation called Nigeria, for oneness, for justice, for fairness and equity, they divided Nigeria into 6 geopolitical zones. And they now came up with 6 top positions: the president, the vice president, the senate president, the speaker, secretary to government, national chairman of the party. That every zone will go home with one of these, so that that sense of belonging, that sense of oneness, that sense of unity, that sense of loyalty will be entrenched. And that is what has guaranteed democratic dispensation since 1999. And are you telling me, okay, we cannot resolve it overnight? You are saying now, oh, let's leave that. Oh, you are calling yourselves integrity group. What is happening here? One group is this. If we entrench the stability at the national, it is the head that is so vital in the body. When that is done, it will be reflected, because the people too will say, wait a minute, you have been chairman. I remember very vividly what happened in Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom, you know, there the Ibibios are in majority, followed by Anang, and then the tribe of Udom. I was there when Baba Obasanjo, we were there when it was governor, the first governor, who said, look, the Ibibios have always controlled Akwa Ibom. It is the time now to have an Anang. That's the next tribe to the larger one. It was very hotly debated, but in the end, we were able to do it. The governor who has gone to APC now said, okay, if that is what we have done, let us also consider the smallest group. Udom is from the smallest group in Akwa Ibom. Today he is governor. So this journey is not a 100-meter dash race. It will come, but let it percolate from the top downwards. Now we haven't even gone halfway. You are saying we will consider you after election. Does that make any political sense? All these things you people are bringing about and looking for selected solutions, does that remove the cancer at the national? If the head is rotten, I tell you, the whole body will collapse. Please, let's look at the issue at stake. Yes, if we are able to sustain it, if we are able to ensure that this is what we want in this country called Nigeria, the friction now is getting exacerbated, and people are getting. I worked in the military. My best friend today is a Fulani man, and I have no qualms about it. He's a genuine, honest friend of mine, and we are both family members. But you come out to DC, people are spinning, people are lying. What is going on? What is good for the goose must be good for the gander. We must resolve this country. Well, our country is not doing well because tribalism has become the greatest cancer in Nigeria. For what? Please, let's talk about real issue and don't identify them on personalities and things. We are talking about a national issue. If I wasn't part of it, I would not have been this knowledgeable. I was there when those Babas brought about all these things to stabilize democratic practice in Nigeria. Please, don't let them continue to be lying to people. First thing first, if your head is not working well, forget about every part of the body. But, please.
Sir, there was a second part to the question. The question about Tinubu, if he were to win.
Yes.
Will you still go on exile, or you've changed your mind?
If Bola Tinubu wins, look, if Bola Tinubu wins, at that time, once I'm 80, what am I looking for in Nigeria? I will wish you people well. But you know, the beauty of it, Ruben, the beauty of it is this. For the first time in the history of our country, we are going to conduct an election. And that's why I keep appealing to the chairman of INEC that God Almighty will assist him. God Almighty will continue to work in his way, that the election will be streamed electronically. You can also yourself look at all the elections they had done. Look at what happened in Osun. Look at what happened in Osun. It was short, but the result showed the will of the people. Right. And that is what I'm saying. If they allow the results to be streamed and electronically captured, there's no way he will be. And if the people keep saying he is the man they want, I have no qualms. I can go and live anywhere I want to live, because you will remember that I said it. And I'm not God, and I don't see crystal ball. But please, let us look at these people who are coming out to lead us.
All right. Thank you very much.
If the head is not well, yes. Too bad.
All right, thank you very much.
And I have not changed my mind. If it's the president, I'll go.
All right. You said in a recent interview very clearly that you won't be backing Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC in the event that your candidate, the PDP candidate, does not, the PDP national chairman does not step down. If that's where the case, sir, who would you be backing? Recently, Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, who is a prominent member of the G5, had said that he would be offering logistic support to Peter Obi of Labour Party and Kwakwanso of NNPP. Does that reflect the position of the G5, and who would you, sir, be backing?
No. You know, remember I told you, at our meeting, we all resolved that we will still leave this window of reconciliation open. You know, dear young lady, politics. 24 hours in politics is a very long time. And we have 94 days to the election. If you multiply 94 by 24, you see the number of hours. My own vote and the decision of the integrity group, we are yet to come to a decision. We are still open for negotiations. We are still open for discussion. If, peradventure, he does not, the group will also meet and take a decision. I am just a member. Wike too is a member. There will be debate, there will be discussions, and there will be a joint direction.
Okay.
So that for now is not on the table.
Real quickly, wrapping up, who are you supporting for governorship in Lagos in 2023 elections?
You know, that's an interesting statement. I am an irredentist Yoruba man, and I'm also an irredentist PDP man. If I leave this party, PDP, I'm heading home. Whoever I will support, who I will give, I will vote for, that's personal to me, you know. But we are trying, Are you going to be supporting Jandor, sir? Amending.
Are you going to be supporting Jandor, your PDP governorship candidate?
That's a direct question to me. Jandor is a member of PDP. He got the ticket there. The time will come, because you are also going to meet all the various candidates. The decisions of whatever the integrity group will come up with would affect my own decision. All right? It's not me alone. For me personally, if I was not a member of A or B or C, I'll decide. Remember also that those who are going to vote, the real electorate group, are more in number than the card-carrying members of any of the political parties.
Okay, so
you should target those people.
Okay, so you're not sure if you're going.
And for me, when the time comes.
Okay, so
when the time comes, I will decide where I want to do. He's a member. I have not thrown him out of the PDP. I have no authority to do that.
Okay, so
he's still a flag bearer, but there are issues that we need to sort out. But remember, if you go to the forest and trees fall on trees, you sort out the one on top before you get to the bottom.
Okay, so
let us resolve the problem at the national, and these are just a little flash in the pan.
Okay.
We will deal with such things as appropriate.
So I'll take it, sir, as a PDP man, you can officially beat your chest and support your governorship candidate in Lagos State as it is today now. Thank you so much for your time.
Rufai, don't put any words in my mouth. My statement is very clear. I am an irredentist, a leader, a founding leader of the PDP. You don't destroy the house you build. I said we have certain problems. Let us resolve these problems. Don't start jumping gun. I'm not an everyday man, politician looking for who will pack your back or who will hit you at the back. No. Remember what I told you. As you go on your political journey, if you start throwing stones at every dog that barks at you, you will never reach your destination.
Okay.
Please,
okay.
Let us resolve this national malady.
Thank
when
you,
we
sir.
do that, we will come back, we will resolve our
Thank
own.
you, sir.
Our people in Lagos themselves will know we have the ability to be able to manage their resources better than APC or any other political party.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Chief Bode George.